Hello, boys and girls. We're going to be making a Chinese landscape with watercolors today. So all you need is watercolors, of course, and different sizes paintbrushes and water and a sponge or paper towel to clean your brushes. Okay, so here we already, last week we made the washes, and here's my wash. Now that it's dry, we have to think about what is our picture. I don't know if you can see it from here, but I have this branch coming over here this way that's really big, so that it's the foreground. I have this pagoda here, that's the middle ground, and I have some mountains in the back. I don't know if you can see it well. I have some mountains here in the back, so that's my foreground. I think I'm going to make this space right here like water, because watercolors are a transparent paint that you can see through it. You have to think this very carefully before you start painting. Because I am going to put flowers over here, and I want to put some flowers here that cover a little bit of the trunk. If I paint the trunk first, when I put the flowers on it, they're not going to show. And I will show you a good example. Right here, I painted the trunk first, and then I wanted to put some flowers that go over it, and you cannot see them. All you see is transparent pink, and you can still see the trunk. So that teaches me that I have to put the flowers first before I paint the branch. And I mean, I could do this first as well because it does not affect the flowers, but just in case, I am going to make the flowers first. Wet my brush, get some red. Remember, red, I need some pink flowers, but I don't have pink, so I use red, and I'll just do it watery so it'll come out pink. So I'm just going to pat. Some parts are going to be lighter pink with a little bit of red to kind of make a feeling that they have like a center. So you play with that. See how I am not always getting paint. I'm taking paint from here, putting it over here. You can change the direction of your brush. I want this a little bit darker, so I can just put some, like, pretend that it has metals and different tones. So here I am drying it a little bit because I want a little bit darker red over here. So it depends on how dark or light you want your flowers. You are going to use more or less water. The lighter color, the more water and less paint. Okay, here it's pretty dark and I can't get, so I forgot we need paper towel. So the reason why I can't get the little details I have here over here is because I have a puddle of water. So I am drying it out a little bit with a paper towel. And now I'm going back to get some darker red. Now that's working now. I think I like how it's flowing. So I am happy with that. I'm going to leave that part alone because there's a lot of parts that are wet. I'm going to proceed to the rest of the painting. So I'm going now to the middle ground over here. This is the pagoda, and I want to make it gray. So I'm going to use my black here. Make sure it's not too dark. Don't panic if it's too dark at the beginning. You can always spread it, and you can always add more water onto the paper. You know, just your brush, you clean your brush and you put more water with it. If your water gets too dirty, you're welcome to go to the sink and clean it and get new water. This is pretty dark, so I'm going to clean my brush and then just spread what I have here. Too dark. And this brush is too big for what I need. That area is way too... You see, you notice how I clean the brush before I set it down? Because I don't want the brush... I want the paint to stay on the brush, and then it's harder to clean it because it kind of gets dry. So I need some more. So this is so we can see the division between this and that. And I'm not going to leave it like that, like a line. I'm just going to push it up to form a gradation. Push it up. I'm doing the same thing over here. I use this one now because it's a bigger area. If it's hard for you to manage the big brush to get in the sides, then you can leave them a little bit blank and then get the thinner one to get in there, like what I'm going to do right now. Clean, wipe, thin brush. It's kind of dark. You see how I'm spreading the color? And it looks uneven, like this angle is different, so I'm going to just fix it. There. Looks much better. Too dark. Okay, that's good. Clean. Notice how I go back and forth with the paintbrushes because sometimes you just can't get in there well enough. That's just too dark. I'm just gonna pat it. And that one got too dry. No worries. I will water it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm good with that. And now I'm going to make this little hill. I'm going to make it green, and it's like dirt, but then there's grass on it, mostly grass. Making a little bit darker in this side so it's shaded. So you see, I did not make it even because I want to put some brown in there. When you're doing ground and you're mixing it with grass, you should always make it all the same direction. Put a little bit. It shouldn't be so green under there because it doesn't receive so much sun. I'm fine with this. And now, clean my brush because now I am going to color my mountains. I want my mountains to seem like they're far, so I'm going to use purple. This one's more like of a hill. Not too. So I put some on the edge like this. And then I'm going to clean my brush because I want to just bring it this way, like blending it with the white. It's going from dark to light. This is my other mountain. See, I do not go over the flowers. Water. I go around the flowers. I can go a little bit over it, but when you're doing this, you have to do it quickly because it starts drying. And once it's dry, it's kind of hard to move the color around. I want it to be very light. Let me go ahead with the water. Clean this well. Wipe it well. And get some blue. I think I want this blue also. Notice how I'm using strokes one way on the water because water sometimes it just looks that way, like it's all going one same way. Right now I'm only taking water and kind of mixing everything that I've put there. Need some more of this. Because it's far away, I want it to be pretty light, this part. This is closer. Things that are closer tend to have darker colors. So now I'm ready to color the branch. I want to make my branch kind of gray. Wow, that's really dark, right? So I take my brush, I clean it, and I smear it around. Remember, you're going to go around the pink. You can even go a little bit over it. At this point, I'm going to switch to my smaller brush because it's hard. Even though this is not my expertise, watercolor, I do have a lot of experience, more experience than you do when it comes to painting. So please don't be so frustrated if it doesn't look like mine. Right now here, I need to go in between the flowers so we can see that there is a tree branch in between. So I'm just kind of randomly going in there. If it's too dark, you just pat it a little bit. There's different ways. Just do your best. And there's no trunk here, but I'm going to make one. I mean, no branch. But something's got to connect these guys together. So here and there you can put little sticks. Like connecting each other. I'm going to connect. So you notice that sometimes I just leave the dark edge, but if you are careful to see, if you go really soft with this brush, it has a very sharp point. You go really light, it'll be very sharp, but if you go down a little bit further, it'll be a little bit thicker, and you can play with that, especially when you're doing stuff in nature. It's really awesome what these brushes can do. I'm gonna put a little bit over here. Did the best I can. So there are my flowers. I could put even more details into the flower by using this and getting really into that red and just making some little strokes. But I am not liking having to make every single petal, so I just go the fast way. Oh, I still need one. I have here one more mountain. Okay, now I need to do some details to my pagoda. A little detail. I'm also going to So now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and take some black and I am going to sign my name with the thin brush. There. Clean my brush immediately, wipe it down. I'm gonna clean my brush one more time. Well, I hope you like this, and happy painting. Bye.